Yeah, I think I'll be focusing more on those questions that you are weak in, or you don't really have very good responses in. So let's look at this particular question first. Question one. Okay. Question one, in fact, there are two answers, right? Correct or not? Do you all identify two answers? If you did, let me know quickly. Okay. Yeah, C and D are both correct. Thank you. Yeah. Yes, C and D are both correct. So actually nobody got it wrong. All right. So Brian, you got it correct, huh? Theodora as well. Okay, let me just change the color in the Google Sheet. So good job to these people. Okay, all of you got it right. Question two, also everybody got it right. But question three, there's an issue here. Okay, so we know human chick cell compared to the leaf cell, okay, both contains nucleus, yep. They both will have cell membrane, yep. But human chick cell will not have chloroplast, okay? Chloroplast is a concern. Cell wall here is also a concern, but leaf cell has got both. So actually, we have two answers here. Oh, because the system couldn't accept both. Now, this is a case where there are two acceptable answers. You actually saw it in the school exam as well, right? How many of you have seen such cases where you have two acceptable answers eventually? Doesn't happen every time, but maybe throughout your 6 years in school, you have seen it before. No, Brian, you didn't? Many of us experienced that. Okay, some of you say no, no, no. Wow, very good. Okay, now there are cases that happened before, and this is one of the cases, but in PSLE, this will not happen. Okay, in PSLE, this will never happen. So take note, don't worry. This is also okay. Everybody got this right. So system P, what is system P? Quickly tell me. If y'all can tell me what is system P, okay, once I see that y'all got it right, and then you can tell me what's guess Y, what is system Q? Yeah, so fast. I haven't even asked all of you type in. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so answer. Yes, very good. So I'm going to write down what you have written. Okay, so this is the digestive system. Okay. And then what is Q? Okay, circulatory system. And what is Y? Y is actually oxygen. Okay, so guess Y is oxygen. Q involved in gaseous exchange. No. System P protect our organ. No. So only A is correct. Thank you. Okay, we can move on faster. Next one. Which of the following is an impact of increased greenhouse gases in the atmosphere? Impact. What's the meaning of impact? Tell me, what is the meaning of impact? The result. Okay, we can say result. All right, something like result. Yeah, effects. Okay, good. Yeah, so you all know effect, right? So I am going to ask the next question. What's the meaning of greenhouse gases? Do you know an example of greenhouse gas? Okay, carbon dioxide. What does carbon dioxide do? What do you think greenhouse gases actually do? Okay, so traps heat. So when it traps heat, what happened? When it traps heat around, what happened? It gets hotter. How do you feel? How do you feel when your environment has a lot of heat trapped inside? We will be feeling hot. Good. So average temperature increases, right? Okay, and then this leads to global warming. And what happens when there's global warming? And then ice caps will melt. When ice caps melt, there's actually a lot of water in the sea. Increase in the sea level or a rise in the sea level, extra water flows to the land and leads to flooding. All right. So answer is A. Very good. Now y'all can get it. Okay, now, people who got this wrong, yeah, you got it wrong because, okay, you are thinking of what causes or greenhouse gases, what's the source of greenhouse gases, what is greenhouse gases, right? So you are thinking about the source, but they are asking you for the effect. They are asking you for the impact. They are asking you what is the result of having all these greenhouse gases. So I have already described to you what will happen. Okay, so if you don't know this word, it is very dangerous for you. Why can't we remove all the animals? So then where will they go, Wilma? When you remove all the animals, do you know the whole ecosystem will be affected? You know that? Because everything follows the food web, right? Yeah. So there's a loss of habitat, loss of animals, you know, the food chain, food web will all be affected. Okay, you remove all these animals, you are removing food for a lot of people as well. True or not? Okay, and other organisms as well. So there will be an imbalance. More problems will arise. Next. Okay, this question here. Can place seeds in 4 identical bottles? Now, there's actually something that some students actually noted, right? That is option B and D, they look the same. It is true, okay? Option B and D look the same. But anyhow, let's just focus on the requirement of this question. Okay, in which of the setups would the seeds most likely germinate? So you want to see germination, you need certain factors, right? In order for seeds to germinate. Yep. Thank you, Nikki. Wow factors. So what is wow factors? You need water. You need oxygen. You need warmth. Okay, we also call it suitable temperature. All right, so which one provides the sufficient conditions? Okay, yes, thank you, Charmaine. Yeah, all right. Can the water in sea just evaporate, condense, and gets trapped on the cotton wool? Huh? But once the water is still at the cotton wool, these seeds can actually get the water also. Drip on the cotton wool. Yeah. Oh, you mean the water here? Yeah, that's possible. That's possible. Yeah. So there are actually 2 liquids that absorb oxygen, right? So this will definitely not be our answer. This is going to cause lack of oxygen. So lack of oxygen is O2. Some of you already know. I can use the short form as well. Okay, lack of oxygen. So in these 2 examples or the 2 setups, it's not possible for the seed to germinate. Okay, next. Let's see. This is dry cotton wool. Okay, now, Alex, I know what you mean. You're thinking that, hey, then C is possible as well, right? I know what you're talking about, but we are not going to make assumption that, okay, this particular water will evaporate. Thank you, Nikki. Yeah, I saw that. Thank you so much. Okay, so be very careful. We are not going to assume that the water is going to evaporate and then drip down and then goes to the cotton wool, etc. in this case. So comparing A, comparing C, the best answer is just A. All right? Because if you want this water to evaporate, number 1, okay, number 1, the water here might not be enough. Okay, so let's say Alex say, okay, this one evaporate. then the water droplets drip down, right? It might not be enough because this is a thick layer of cotton wool. You might have only a very tiny portion of the cotton wool that is moist. That is a concern here. Okay, Alex, you understand what I'm saying? Yep, it will only germinate in A. Thank you. Okay, you look at these tiny testes of water, there might not be enough. Comparing to this, the cotton wool is already moist. Clear? So that's the difference. Yeah, thank you, Brian. You're nodding. You understand maybe. Yeah. Yeah, most suitable. Anyway, Hannah, you see, I'm trying to say Hannah. I almost said Hannah, sorry. Hannah says most suitable. See, most likely, most likely. So you choose the best one. Okay, so it is dry cotton wool. Cotton wool is a very thick layer here. Not enough water. Ken, Alex, did I answer your question? Because you were thinking aloud, and I thought that was a very, very good thought. Yes, I like that kind of questions also. Question 5 here. Diagram below shows 250 cm of water. Now, if you see, okay, they are being poured into each apparatus. Now, the volume is always 250. Okay, so yep, definite volume is there. Does not have a definite shape is correct. Takes the shape of container is correct, but nothing is shown about liquids being able to be compressed. So we are finding the statement that is not true. So if you are not seeing this not true, you can actually get yourself wrong. Okay, so only A is not true. Question? No question, right? Yeah, this topic is on matter. So you need to know characteristics of solid, liquid, and gas. Yes, nothing in the experiment that shows liquid cannot be compressed yet. So everybody got to be careful. Okay, make sure you are reading the question paper or the question very carefully. Make sure you read every information. If you have the habit of reading just the question without reading all the information, you will miss out things. You are going to miss out a lot. All right, female fireflies often give out a light signal. So when a male spots the signal, it will respond with its own light. It will fly closer to the female to mate. Sometimes the female would eat the male rather than mate with it. Quite scary, right? So female firefly gives out the light. Then when the male flies closer to the female actually eat it. Quite scary, yeah? Okay, so this is happening in the real world. Okay, so what kind of adaptation is that? When the female eats the male, is it correct that it's behavioral? When the female eats the male, okay? Then the next one, it says, okay, the female firefly has a body part that produces light. Okay, is it behavioral? This one should be structural, right? Has a body part that produces light. Okay, so the male firefly flies closer to the female to mate with it. This is a behavior. And the last one here, the male firefly responds to the female giving out light. Responding is behavioral. Answer is actually A. All right. Answer is actually A. Let me see. All of you chose A, right? Yes, very good. Everybody got it right. Okay, next one. I like this question. I think, let me see. How many of you got this wrong? Only 2%. Oh, good, good, good. Yeah, this is a concern for some students. So I have seen many students making this error. You have to read the information carefully. Let me point out to you what is the important one. Wow, Tommy, you analyzed for me all the questions almost A. Okay, thank you so much. Now,